Hello, Blunt Truth, doing part 2 of convexing a beveled edge and my new stropping techniques. I'm going to try to do all this in this video, but it might run into a third one. I hope not. I can't do anything in one video. Now to do this, I tried regular type sandpaper, and you just need way too many sheets. You go through it too quick. So I bought some of this metal sandpaper made from metal. And it's this emery cloth backed paper. It's with this black, I don't think it's made with sand, might be. But it comes in a pack of 3 here, and it's got a very coarse, which is too coarse to use really. It kind of tends to just scratch right in. A fine and a medium. The medium is the only one I've been using. And actually this one piece of medium has done both of my Azulas and a couple other thinner knives that I experimented with and found that it doesn't work well. My Master Hunter is a good candidate for convexing because it goes from 5mm down to the edge in a very short distance. You can tell just by pinching an edge if it's a good knife to do that to. Yes, you can convex any edge and you'll have the benefit of having it easy to sharpen just by stropping, but you won't get the benefit of having a very strong edge. Actually, I think you will weaken the edge because you're basically creating an extremely shallow bevel, which is going to give you a weaker edge even if you round it over in a convex shape. There's just not enough metal there. So if I wanted to do it to my RC3, I pinch it, it's way too thin. I would end up just making a thinner, weaker edge, even though it would be rounded over so I could sharpen it by stropping. So let's do it with my Master Hunter. Right now it's regular beveled edge. Hopefully my lighting's good enough for this. Kind of got a down light so you can see. I put a mouse pad, I'm doing the mouse pad trick. Just throw a mouse pad under the paper. And real quick here, just lay your knife on it. Flat. You want to do this with flat grind. It doesn't work well with hollow grind. It'll work with a convex grind, you know, the grind of the side of the blade. If you have a convex knife with a beveled edge, you can do it. But hollow grind, I experimented and it just doesn't work right. So lay it flat, tip it up just a bit, because your goal right here at first is to get rid of that edge so that when you run your finger this way it goes smooth right down to the very edge. There's no, you know, you're rounding it right over. So first we get rid of that, and then we tip it up more and basically get rid of the edge, and it's going to dull the knife. Until we go to the stropping step, it's going to be duller, much duller. Don't worry about that. We're reshaping the grind here, so don't worry about sharpness. Just tip it up a little bit. If you have it flat, you're obviously going to scratch the hell out of your blade. So just tip it up a little and use quite a bit of pressure here. Okay, push down. We're not stropping. We're trying to remove a lot of metal, and it takes a lot. And this is VG1, so I imagine I'm going to be doing this a while, so I'm going to edit. And just run it back and forth, or circles, or whatever works for you. Keep that little bit of an angle here. Doesn't have to be precise. And just don't go this way because you'll just scratch off all your sandpaper surface and kill your sandpaper. So pull it if you like this. Pushing down quite a bit. Or do circles. Or whatever works. But just keep looking at it. And make sure you're, you know, rounding it off. You're making progress the way you want to. And we'll round that right down until we get so that that's gone basically. Your finger runs smooth to the edge. And then you have to get rid of the edge. Round the whole thing over by tipping it up some more. And get rid of the edge. Totally. Both sides. Don't do all one side and then the other. Just kind of like stropping, go back and forth a little bit so that you end up with an evenly centered edge. Nothing, you know, everything's symmetrical. So I'm going to cut this right now and work on this. It's going to take a while, I'm sure, and then we'll come back after I get it to the point where I'm ready for the next step. Okay, I've got it rounded over, and this was a nightmare because of this VG1 is so hard. I had to work on it for over an hour. I'm really not done because right in the first half inch and right up at the tip it needs some more work, but I give up. I ain't got time to stay with it that long. So let's pretend it's all done. I actually had to use the coarse paper on it too because this stuff is so hard. But after I've shaped the edge by tilting it up just a little and doing a lot of sanding away on it until it's rounded over and blended in. Now you've got to get the curvature right at the very tip edge by tilting it up more, like almost to 45 degrees, say 22, 25 degrees, 30 degrees, and lighter pressure, pull across like this a little bit, tilting up for the curve of the belly, like that. And this isn't part of the sharpening process, it's still just shaping the edge. But it should get a lot sharper during this step, and it is. Sharpening will be done when I go to the hone, the strop. So you just make sure you've rounded that over right up to the very edge, creating a decent edge, not a sharp edge, but the right shape to it. So it smooths right down, so that you've got your full shape of the convex, but it's dull. I'm going to sharpen it on the strop. So I'm just going to go right to part 2 to do the stropping part, and I'll use this. We'll strop this up until it shaves, and I'll show you how I strop with beveled edges too. How I do that nowadays instead of using a belt. I actually have a real strop. Okay, watch part 3, I guess it is now. Dragging on. Thank you.